Dave Nasty over here at Epic Guitar Instruction. How you doing? Take a walk with me. Let's learn some Thin Lizzy. Have a good time today. This is a really cool riff at any level. To know and understand a riff like this, I think, is super important. It's old school Marshall and some Les Paul or Charvel and humbucker or whatever you have at home. We're going to go for it today. So let's take a look at how we start this. We love cool riffs that involve some simple chords, right? That's the best thing. So looking at this, we're going to start with an A chord. And, you know, I'll go through some of the dynamics of everything here. I think as we travel from our A, we're going to move our finger up to this E chord. And the biggest thing that we want to focus on, of course, is just strumming these low 3 strings. And then we're going to finish out our riff by going to an F sharp power chord. Now, there's a pickup open note there before we go to that F sharp. So we have A, E, open note, and then 2 F sharps there. Now notice I'm going to go, that's a few open notes before I fret one there on the 2nd fret with my 1st finger, just a single note, and then back into the riff. Now, let's look at the right hand, because I think the left hand is really pretty simple, but there's extra things that we can add in there from a rhythmic standpoint that'll make this a little bit cooler, I think. So, try to get this kind of feel for just a minute. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now notice, I've got a little bit of something going on in the spaces now. I'm not going... Which with the band is cool, but we don't have the band right now, so we want to fill in the... Maybe turn it down a little bit, just groove on it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You gotta have the beat. As John Lee Hooker would say, it ain't nothing if you ain't got that big beat. Right? And we're even talking about Thin Lizzy, so it applies everywhere around the board. Any of the soloing that's going to happen, and our neat little lead bits that we're going to hear, coming from A pentatonic major. So when we do this, we have a really cool bend that happens where I'm on the 4th fret, 3rd string. I'm going to bend up. In this direction, I'm going to pull down with my index finger when I hit the A note, and then I'm going to give a heavy vibrato on the 3rd string, 4th fret there. The biggest dynamic with that is that I rake into all of the bends, so I get a, essentially before every note. That's a big part of it, really. If we go back into it, now we're going to go to a B chord, to an E chord. 2nd fret. And that's our little riff to get out of that. So let's take a look at what the riff is. Then we'll look at those chords again. We're going to hit an open A string, which is my 5th string. I'm going to fret the 4th fret. I'm going to go to the 2nd fret. I'm going to go back to the 4th fret. Go open. Go to the 2nd fret. Now with these chords, there's ways that they would bring out chords. You know, from a songwriter's point of view, when the songs are simple, you got to look at other things. There's dynamics to why they all work, little parts building to make big parts. And a lot of it is the way that somebody will ring out a chord. There's a really cool way to ring an E chord that you might not think about. I have my pinky on the 4th fret, 3rd string while I hit this chord. Some people will go like this. Now, I'm muting the 3rd string with my 1st finger. See if I turn this way. Missed it that time. We try it again. When I do that, typically I kind of lay my pinky on it. I do better at it than that way. I have a friend I saw do this. And it looked way cooler than my version, so I tried that. But typically I go like that, I have more success. But you can hear the high strings ringing with those low strings. It's a big deal. Just big rock stuff, you know, where you're ringing out, you're playing a Marshall that's cranked. It can be a crate, doesn't really matter. Just turn it up, have a good time, right? And ring out those chords. We'll get into this riff because really this song has, you know, some other really nice spice to it, but we just have kind of a riff, couple riffs coming up. Over the chorus, when this beat comes in, we have some neat notes going on here. Kind of mimicking like a siren type of effect, and now I have a floating tremolo on here, so it's gonna make a little bit of noise as we do this, but what we're thinking of is really just these notes. And that's ringing really long over it. And some of the things, there's a little bit of noodling going on, but essentially you're thinking of this pentatonic scale up in this position. So I'm on the 17th fret, I'm gonna come in maybe from 14. Now without this going, it's kind of, you know, it's hanging. You're hanging by yourself. But just so you know what's really going on underneath that, because there's some really cool stuff. You can get good vibrato on that note and practice that, and it's just a melody that's going on underneath there. So when we break into this now, it's a tough riff. I feel tough, and now tougher than I did 30 seconds ago. Now, we're going to break into, which is really cool. I like this. And it's, you know, sounds like some of those other cool metal riffs we've heard in our lifetime. Middle finger's on 7, first finger's on 6. I'm going to start off with 3 notes before I pivot on 6, and I'm going to get what they call a pedal tone. Notice I hit 2 at the end and a little bit of vibrato, so I have... Miles is in. So I go to the 5th fret there. We love it when Miles is involved. Miles always makes every session that much better. And he loves Thin Lizzy, so you must love Miles that much more. So I'm going to go to the 5th fret with this one, Miles, and I'm going... Getting those 2 notes there. So those extra notes that happen there, what I'm doing is I'm pivoting, and you can see as I was hitting 6 with my first finger, when I'm on the 4th string, I'm going to lay my first finger flat and jump over to the 3rd string. And I worked my way up chromatic. So in total, coming from here. Now watch my picking. So if you have a tremolo bar, and let's see, can I get around? Yeah, if you want to mimic like the police sounds that go down in there, you can turn your bar around like that. We can get a little bit tricky. I don't have too much gain going on, but if your bar is loose, let me loosen it up a little bit. You can hit a harmonic here, and you put a bunch of delay on it, and you kind of add to the fun little overdub that is obviously a real police siren. But to do that sound, we spin the bar, we pull back at that point, we push down at that point. And you just kind of keep it going around and around. Mine is tightening, which it never does, except for when I'm on camera all of a sudden. So I'm going to loosen this. Let me see if I can get my effect. A lot of gain, a little bit of delay. You can freak your neighbors out, and it'll be really fun. So please, everybody, I think we have managed to beat this one up. You can have fun with your pentatonic scale, right? And I gotta say, for the sake of soloing and getting used to soloing, there's a really cool link that's in the text box below. And what comes with it is a video and an ebook that's totally free. So I should say that. Click on the link that you see below in the text box. And as we have simple, cool melodies in the song that are built off soloing, you could try out some of the pentatonic scales and the diagrams and all this information that comes from the book and work it with this video. Because that's what you get when you click on that link. You get some aid in soloing. You get a coinciding ebook and video that will help you out with that, give you all the scales that you need to know, some extra information that will go well with the video. And in this particular case, our pentatonic scale, based out of the 2nd fret, is going to be nice, gritty, and nasty, and perfect for this kind of a tune. So everybody, please, we have 3 crucial things that we like you to do, and that is, of course, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think, what you'd like to hear in the future, and we are here for you. So epic guitar instruction, thank you so much. I just like the riff. I'm going to play it. Miles is moving somewhere. Can't see him though.